And joining us now with more on the war in Gaza on day 279 is Brigadier General in the Reserves Amir Avivi, founder and CEO of the Israel Defense and Security Forum. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So Defense Minister Gallant saying that 60% of Hamas's fighters were killed or wounded, this amid intensified operations in Gaza. What's your assessment of the situational update? You know, that's a major blow to Hamas. Does it still have the capabilities to continue this war?
Well, we definitely still have a long way to go. I think that in Rafah, the operation overall has been going on well, but we haven't conquered really the heart of Rafah. So there are capabilities inside the city. We need to really go in and take control of these areas. Overall, the fighting is fierce. We see Division 98 operating in Sajaya. We see Division 99 conducting a big operation in the southern part of the city of Gaza, and Division 162 continuing the operation in Rafah. But there's a lot to do yet. I don't see this ending anytime soon. And I think that really the biggest question of all is Philadelphia. We haven't even finished to uncover all the tunnels, dozens of tunnels underground. And now there are talks about maybe withdrawing from this corridor, partially or fully. And this will be devastating. It will enable Hamas to rebuild itself again.
I mean, you mentioned, the Philadelphia corridor. There's, as this intense fighting is continuing, there's also renewed hostage negotiations taking place now in Qatar. So first of all, has anything changed on this front that has brought sort of a new round of negotiations after Hamas has essentially rejected all the previous deals?
So I think that we see now Hamas, to some extent, more willing to talk. I think there are under a lot of pressure. There are commanders under Sinwar who feel that really Sinwar is a bit detached. He doesn't understand how grave the situation is, how many terrorists are killed. You know, just in Rafah, more than 1,000 terrorists were killed in the last few weeks, and many hundreds more in the northern part and in the central part of Gaza. And Sinwar is not really completely connected to the reality of how devastating the situation of Hamas is. There is a lot of pressure on him to get a ceasefire, but Hamas is demanding a full stop of the war. It's demanding withdrawal from Philadelphia, and I think that we cannot agree to that. I mean, I hear the army and maybe to some extent the Minister of Defense maybe contemplating such a scenario. I think it's a huge, huge mistake. There are a lot of weapons and capabilities in the Sinai Peninsula waiting to go in and rebuild Hamas. We cannot rebuild Hamas. We have to destroy this organization, and if we do a long ceasefire, a month or months and a half, it cannot be in a reality where this organization can rebuild itself with weapons and munitions coming from the Sinai Peninsula.
Absolutely. And, you know, the Washington Post, I want to get hear your thoughts on this quickly, is reporting that a new framework was reached that ensures that neither Hamas nor Israel will rule in Gaza in the second stage. I mean, first of all, if this report is true, isn't that what Israel wanted all along? And second of all, if, as you mentioned, we do agree to some kind of pause in the fighting to get our hostages out, will Israel be able to simply pick up the war where it left off to continue afterwards?
Well, obviously it will have a price. I mean, if Israel does a long ceasefire, even if it controls Philadelphia and even if it controls the Netzarim corridor, obviously Hamas will be able to regroup, to organize its forces, to plan, to have lessons learned, and when the IDF will have to operate again, there will be a price for this ceasefire. I think that anybody who is really connected to military affairs and understands things on the ground understands that the IDF will have to be many, many years in Gaza. We'll have to control the Egyptian border. We'll have to continue and operate and have full freedom of operation in all the cities in Gaza in order to degrade these capabilities in the long term. It will take years. So I don't see any scenario which enables the IDF simply to detach or disconnect from Gaza as we did before. And if we do that, it will be a terrible price. We'll go back to the 6th of October with Hamas rebuilding itself fully, and everything we did till now and all the prices we paid will be for nothing. So this is not acceptable as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Well, Amir Avivi, thank you so much for your analysis today.
You're welcome.